Okay, so please go to page 99. Okay, let me write. Okay, so just expand and simplify. So let's
Mr.
have, yes. Okay, so let's have two questions like this. Okay, you still remember this back in chapter 3. Okay, so we have x minus 2y times x plus 5y. So how do we do this? Okay, so again, okay, so that means x times, sorry, so x times x plus 5y. So how do we write that? Okay, so this is equal to x times x plus 5y. Okay, is that clear? All right, and then next is minus 2y. Okay, minus 2y or negative 2y times the same thing. Okay, so that is equal to minus 2y times x plus 5y. That's it. Do you have any question, class, on this part? None? Okay, so let's expand first. So equals, so x times x. Okay, that one. So x times x is okay, x squared, and then x times 5y gives you plus 5xy. Okay, and then for the next one, so negative 2y times x will give you a negative 2xy. And then lastly, negative 2 times 5 is equal to negative 10y squared. So let's simplify this. So bringing down x squared, we can simplify 5xy and negative 2xy. So what is 5 minus 2xy? So that is equal to a positive or plus 3xy and then minus 10y squared. Okay, so since these two things have no like term, so we just bring them down. Okay, so we only simplified the these two, because as you can see, they are like terms. So therefore, this is your answer for letter A. Do you have any question, class? Check 2 for letter A. No question? Okay. So let's go to letter
No.
B. Okay, let's go to letter B. Okay, so letter B, it's similar with what we did in letter A. Okay, so this is just another question. So 2x squared times 5x minus 3 so equals 2x squared and then 5x minus 3. And then negative 1 times the same thing. Okay, negative 1 times again 5x minus 3. So it becomes negative. Okay, if you want to write 1, it's fine. But okay, so negative 1, 5x minus 3. But in algebra, we don't write the 1. So let's just write this negative sign outside. Okay, so this is equal to, so you know the drill. So this is 10x cubed. Okay, so this one times this. So that gives me 10x cubed. And then 2x squared times 3 gives me negative 6x squared. Okay, and then next, negative times positive 5x will give me a negative 5x, and negative times a negative 3 gives me a positive 3. Okay, question, can we combine like terms here? Do we have like terms with this? Do we have similar terms? Sec 2. So we don't have similar terms, right? Okay, so that means that this is our final answer. Since we cannot simplify the answer further. Okay, so no question, class. So you got the gist of the topic today. Okay, so okay, so what if we have a different question? Okay, so let's have letter C here. Okay, so what if we have three things now? Okay. Okay, so this one. Okay, so what if we have this now? Look at the second bracket. Okay, we have three things inside now. Okay, so basically it's the same thing. So okay, so let's say 2x. Sorry, so 2x times this the whole bracket. So how are we going to write that? So that's equals 2x times 3x plus 2y plus 1. Okay, yeah, that's long, right? And then we need to still do negative y. So negative y times the whole bracket again. Okay, so that gives us a negative y, and then times 3x plus 2y plus 1 again. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be long. Okay, so 2x times 3x, 2x times 2y, and then 2x times 1. Okay, so this is equal to 2x times 3x is 6x squared, and then plus 2x times 2y is 4xy, and then 2x times 1 is simply 2x. Okay, so we still need to do this one. So negative y times 3x gives me negative 3xy, and then negative x times positive 2y gives me a negative 2y squared, and a negative y, sorry, negative y times a positive 1 will give me a negative y. Oh, it's long. Okay, so how do we combine like terms now? So do we have similar terms? Okay, so let's combine like terms. Okay, so this thing goes first here. So this is equal to 6x squared. How about xy? So we have positive 4 and negative 3xy. Okay, so positive 4xy and negative 3xy, and then okay, 2x, so plus 2x, and then minus 2y squared, and then minus y. So that's it. So let's just simplify this. So this is 6x squared since it doesn't have any pair, but then we can simplify this. So we have 4 minus 3 is just x and y, and then bring down 2x. Just bring down everything because they don't have any pair, right? Minus y. So basically, class, this is your final answer for letter C. Do you have any question? with letter C. Check 2. Oh, so it's long, I know. Okay, letter C. Okay, so okay, no question, class. Okay, so okay, so my I'll just give you 2 more examples, and I'll give you your classwork for today. Okay, so we're done with expanding and simplifying. So let's recall factorization, right? So let's factorize uh, the following. Okay, so let's have x squared. Who is typing? Are you listening or just typing?
I'm not typing.
So who is typing? I suggest don't multitask. Okay, it's the source of all unproductiveness. You think you're productive, you're not being productive when you're multitasking, because you're just doing things at the same time, but you're not finishing them. So it's counterproductive. Okay, so let's factorize the following. You still remember this? Okay, so again, in case you forgot, so again, factors of -8 and then sum of +2. Okay, so what are the possible factors of -8, and then their sum is +2. So there's a lot, right? So what are the factors of -8? So it's 4 times, sorry, by the way, this has y squared. So that means you don't only factor the numbers, you put y at the end. So it's like 4y and then -2y. And or it can be -4y and then 2y, or it can also be 8y and then just y, and then -8y and y. Okay, and obviously x squared here will just give you x and x. Okay, now don't mind the x and y's. Okay, so which pair will give me a +2? Class, which pair among these factors will give me a +2 when
-2 plus 4.
okay, so it's -2 and 4. So this one, right? So this is the pair. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is equal to x and then another x here. So +4y minus 2y. Okay, now class, if you're unsure, you perform the checking method that we're going to do. I mean, that we used to do. Okay, so let's multiply the inner and the outer. So this one, so this is 4xy, and then the outer is equal to -2xy. So when you add this, you will get 2xy, which is similar again to the middle term, to this one. Okay, again, if they are equal, that means your uh, answer or your factors are already correct. Okay, so therefore your final answer here. Okay, so let me just copy this. Okay, okay, so this one. So that's your final answer. So this one. Okay, so do you have any question with letter A? Class, the only difference from chapter 3 to chapter 4 within this kind of question is that you have y squared at the end now. Because before, we don't have this. That's the main difference. That's the only difference. Okay. In chapter 3, it's just 8. But now, in chapter 4, they just put this. But even so,
Sir,
it's the same. Yes.
Mr. Jojo, I have a question.
What's that?
Um, like if it's for y negative 2y, like that's the correct answer. Does negative 2y can be in the left side or for y can be in the right side?
Yes, you can switch this. You can
Yeah,
switch this. Yeah,
yeah.
it's okay. You'll still get the same answer.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
but don't switch the signs. Okay, 4y should always be positive and then 2y should be negative. Okay, but you can switch their sides. It
Yeah,
doesn't
negative
matter.
2y and for y.
It's the signs that are important. Okay. Okay. Last example for today. So let's have letter B. Okay. So what are the factors of 2x squared? So obviously it's just 2x and then x. That's it. Class, listen. It's very easy to factor this kind of questions when the numbers or when your coefficients are a prime number or prime numbers because it's just the number and 1. However, if it's an odd, I mean, if it's an composite number or a composite number, it's quite tricky because like this, like 8, you have a lot of factors, right? So, okay. So let's have 6y squared. So what are the factors of 6 y squared?
Negative 1 and negative 6,
Okay, so it's so negative y and negative 6y. Okay.
or or negative 6 or negative y. Yeah,
Mm,
you can
okay.
say.
But take note, this is a positive answer. So positive, look class, positive and negative. Okay. So I think your factors here should be both negative because if you add, okay, so I think we are done here. Okay. So this is the answer, I think. Will this give us negative 7? Hmm? Or no? But we need to check out, we need to check also uh, with this 2x squared here. Because you can see, if we have a number here, okay, we need to do the checking method, the guess and check, okay? Because unlike letter A, x squared here is just x squared, so it's relatively easier compared to letter B. Okay, so we can have more factors here. So what else? So we can have negative 2y and negative 3y. Yeah, okay. So those are the possible factors of positive 6y squared. Okay, now why did I enumerate negatives? Because look, my middle term is in negative. So that means if I can only get, I mean, yeah, I can only get a negative answer by adding two negative factors. Okay, so let's guess and check now. So this is guess and check. Okay, so basically it's 2x and then x here, and then you choose either the two. Okay, so which one do you want to use? Okay, maybe we need to consider 2x here. Okay, so me, I'll choose this one. I'll choose the second option. I think this will give me the correct answer. Okay, so let's try them out. Okay, so negative 2y minus 3y. Okay, so let's guess and check now. So let's multiply the inner and the outer. So inner, this is equal to negative 2xy, and then the outer is equal to negative 6xy. So this is negative 8xy. Is this the same? So is this the same with this? Huh? No, right? Okay, so we get the wrong combination. Okay. Okay, but before you choose the second option, I suggest you try to switch their places first. Okay, so basically class, this is the wrong combination. Okay, So I suggest before you switch to the second option, you try to switch their places because it might give you the correct answer also. Okay, so let me erase this now. Okay, let's switch their places. Okay, so 2x now minus 3y, and then now this is x minus 2y. Okay, let's guess and check again. Okay, so the inner is equal to negative 3xy, and then the outer is equal to negative 4xy. Oh yeah, so this is equal to negative 7xy. So this is the same with this. Okay, so that means that our factors are now correct. So what is our final answer? Our final answer is equal to, let me just rewrite it here. So 2x minus 3y, and then x minus 2y. So that's it. So do you have any question, class, with letter B? Okay, again, this is 10B on page 102. So how do we multiply x plus 2 times x squared plus x plus 1? So this is x times the whole bracket here. Everything is inside, right? So how are we going to write that? So that is equal to x and then times x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, and then plus, so 2 now, sorry, 2 times the whole bracket again. So x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, so this times this. Okay, so after this, we need to expand uh, each of the terms. Okay, so what happens with this? So x times x squared, uh, it becomes x cubed plus x times x is x squared, and then x times 1 gives you plus x. Alright, next. So 2 times x squared will give us 2x squared. And then 2 times x will give us 2x. And then 2 times 1 is simply 2. And then let's combine like terms. Okay. Okay, I'll bring down x cubed. Okay, and then x squared and 2x squared. And then 2x squared plus x plus 2x. So plus x plus 2x, and then lastly plus 2. Okay, so simplifying this, so bring down x cubed because it doesn't have a pair, but then x squared plus 2x squared is equal to 3x squared, and then 2x and x will give us 3x, and then bring down 2. So if we cannot simplify them further, that's it. This is your answer for 10B. Okay, and then lastly, for 11E here, now question 11E is factorize. Okay, now first class, you try to observe the given, okay, when it comes to factorization. Okay, look at the numbers first. Are they divisible by a certain number? Yeah, everything is divisible by 3, right? Okay, so what I'll do here is to divide everything by 3. So this is equals to 3. Okay, so this is now p squared plus 5pq plus 6q squared. All right, there you go. All right, and then how do we factorize this? Okay, so just okay, I'll keep 3 here first. I'll deal with that later. How do we factor this? So p squared is pn p, right? How about 6q squared? When you add those factors, the sum is 5. I think that's very easy, right? So it's 3qn 2q, right? So 3q times 2q is 6q squared, and then 3q and 2q is equal to 5 pq, okay? So our answer here is equal to 3, don't forget the 3, and then p plus 3q, and then p plus 2q. So this is your final answer for 11E. So do you have any more questions for this set of questions or examples? No more? Okay. So let's dive into the next topic, which is special algebraic identities. So this class are, okay, are specific formats or formulas when it comes to algebra. Okay, can you please turn your books to page 103? Okay, can you please do exercise, class discussion on page 103? So numbers 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so you don't need to get, you don't have to do number 4. Okay, so 5 minutes. So page 103, number 1, 2, and 3. Okay, just follow the format of the questions. Okay, so I'll give you 5 minutes to answer those questions. It's just fill in the blanks.
Will you send it to the WhatsApp group?
This one, no need for this one. Okay, because later I'll call you guys one by one again about this. Okay, because these 3 numbers here has something to do with the 3 special algebraic identities that we are going to learn tomorrow and next week. Okay, so just follow the format from our previous examples a while ago. Okay, on how to expand and simplify algebraic expressions.
Mister, I'm done.
Okay. Okay. Now, these 3 special identities here, class, uh, will apply until you reach the Sec 4. Okay. These are important identities, or in most of the questions in higher mathematics will be going around. Okay. These are the base topics before those topics in Sec 3 and Sec 4. Okay. Especially when you start to study trigonometry. Okay. So guys, finish. I only have 30 minutes. Okay, it's 1:30. Okay. So is Darren and Tristan here now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's answer number one. Okay,
Mister.
yes?
Oh, never. I was going to ask you to explain it because I know it's supposed to be easy, but I don't actually get it.
Okay, so it's basically, okay, so for number one, we have a plus b squared, right? And then we have a, so that means if you have those a plus b squared, that means you need to do it, I mean, to multiply it twice, I mean, yeah, twice by itself. So that's why it became a plus b times a plus b, because it's squared, right? And then, okay. So is this your answer for number one? Hmm.
No, I answered AB squared plus AB squared.
Is that for number one?
Yes, number one.
Oh yeah, I got the same answer. My answer is
Okay.
a square plus 2ab plus b square. Yeah.
Okay, so this is for number one. Okay. This is the first identity that you will be learning now. Okay, I'll brief you through this. So this is the first identity class. So a plus b squared will give you this answer here. Okay. So take note, class. So a squared plus 2ab times b squared. This is the format when you have these questions. Okay, why? Now, some students thought of this. Okay, whenever they see a plus b squared, they thought that your answer is, it's like, wait, yeah. So it's like a squared plus b squared. They thought this is the answer. Did you guys also thought of this? Like this is the answer.
No,
Okay.
that was AB
That's what
squared.
I did, Mister.
Okay. So this is totally wrong. Okay. This is totally wrong. Okay. So when you square this, you see what happened, right? So it became a plus b times a plus b, right? And then applying the expansion method that we had learned from chapter 3. So it became a plus b and then plus b times a plus b, right? It became this. And then before this, it was a squared plus ab plus b squared. So that's why whenever you see this type of question format in algebra, your answer should have three terms. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Okay, observe, class. So the first, okay, the first term on your answer is always the square of the first term in the question. Okay, and then look at your uh, third term in your answer. Okay, it's the square of the second term in the question. Are you following, guys? Okay. Now, the different thing is this twice AB. Okay. So whenever you have any questions like this, okay, you square this, and then you square this the third one, okay, or the second one, and then the middle term, 2AB means uh, whatever x, y, or any number that you have with a and b, you need to do it. I mean, you need to multiply it by 2. So it's always twice. So it's always twice the product of a and b. All right. So twice the product of the first and the second term. Okay, that's the middle term always in your answer. Okay. Now I have here some steps. Okay, so I always give this with my, I mean, to my students. Okay, so this is the steps for the first identity that we're going to learn now. Okay, so these are the steps. You're always given a plus b squared. Okay, there are always two terms inside the brackets, and then we have this square or raised to the second power. Okay, so the first step is to square the first term. Second is twice, always twice the product of the first and the second term. And then the third one is to square the second term. Okay, so let's apply this. So let's have some examples here. Okay, so let's have letter A. Okay, now for letter A, let me write it here. So we have x plus 5 squared, right? Now, this is the long method, class. Okay, it may take a while. This is the long method. So the long method tells us that x plus 5 is multiplied by x plus 5 again. Okay, and then what do we do? So that, like the usual, so this is x times this, so it becomes x times x plus 5, and then plus 5 times x plus 5. Okay, so again x and then this one. Okay, so this is the thing that we are doing. I mean, we were doing since yesterday, right? And then what's next? So this one becomes x squared plus 5x, and then plus 5x plus 25, right? So this is what happened when you expand this. Okay, and then what's your final answer here? It's x squared plus 10x plus 25, which is, yeah, this is correct. Okay, if you want to use this long method, this is totally fine. Okay, this is correct. Okay, this is correct. But then if you follow these steps right here that I made, it's basically the shortcut of this thing right here. Okay, this is what you just need to remember. Okay, so this is, let me divide this. Okay, so this is the short method. Okay, or maybe short-term method. Okay, so look at your x plus 5 equals, I mean, x, okay, so we are referring here. Okay, maybe let me put this beside this. Okay, okay, so let's have the short-term method. Okay, now the first step here, you guys looking here? Okay, please look here. So let's square the first term. That's the first step. Okay, so x is your first term. I think it's very obvious. And then 5 is your second one. Okay, those are the important things that you need to know. Okay, so what is the first term? It's x, right? So we square x. So what happens? It becomes x squared. Just that. Okay, just that. And then since this is plus, okay, since this is plus, the next sign is a plus. Okay, okay, is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, next, what's the next step? The next step is to twice the product of the first and second term. Always twice. You remember? That's why you have this number 2 here. It's always times 2. So times 2, and then 5, sorry, or let's say x times 5, right? And then plus, okay, class, remember this. The second sign is always positive. Okay, this is always positive because when you square 5, okay, that's, by the way, that's the last step. Square the second term, which is 5. So what is 5 squared? That gives us 25. So simplifying everything, so this is x squared plus, what is this? That's simply 10x plus 25. So that's it. So we also get the same answer. Okay. So it's up to you if you want to use the long method or the short method. Okay. But these steps here is for the short method. Okay, because yeah, it may take some time, especially when you're in higher mathematics. It may take some time to do this. Okay, but then it's up to you if you want to use this method. Okay, but then we are now we can now use a shortcut for this identity. Okay. So do you have any question with letter A? No question, class? Okay.
Wait, so I need to screenshot it. Can I?
Okay, no question, huh? Okay, let's go with letter B. Okay, let's go with letter B. Okay. So with letter B, I'll apply my shortcut method here, okay? The short method. So letter B, I have x plus 2 squared, okay? Again, x is my first term, 2 is my second term, okay? So what is the first step again? So the first step is to square the first term, so it becomes x squared, just that. And then plus, since this is plus, my first operation here is plus. Okay, so plus. Okay, so what's the next step? Twice the product of the first and the second term. So it's always times 2. And then my first term is x, my second term is 2. And then the second operation is always plus. And then the last step is to just square the second term. So what is 2 squared? So that is plus 4. Okay, so answering this, so we have x squared plus 4x plus 4. Okay, do you have any question, class? No? Now, if you want to use the long method, it's okay. Now let's have letter C. Okay, so let's have letter C. So you have 7 plus 2x squared. Okay, so same steps. So we square the first term. So what is 7 squared? It's 49, right? And then for the sign here, it's plus, because again, this is plus. So twice the product of the first and the second term. That's why this is 2 times 7 times 2x. Okay, it's always times 2. And then plus, the last step is to square the second term. Well, the second term is 2x. What is 2x squared? Hmm. What is 2x squared? 2x squared is 4x squared. Okay, so our final answer here is 49. So what is your answer here? So 2 times 7 is 14. 14 times 2 is 28x. And then plus 4x squared. So that's your answer for letter C. Okay, so do you have any question, class? Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Okay. So for your homework, okay, this is I mean not an official homework. If you want to try, you can do practice now number 8, and then we will start from there. Okay. Okay. So that's it. That's it for me today. Okay. So if you want to practice, you can practice. I mean, you can answer practice now number 8 on page 104.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that's it for me today. So do you have any specific questions, class? No more? No more questions? Okay.